Pillar Team Crawford, can you confirm? Are we gonna see that fight? Has it been made official? Is it official?
It's on, baby. September 13, baby. Look forward to it. Crawford versus Canelo. Listen how I said it.
Are we getting this confirmation here?
Last year, Canelo Álvarez fought on September 14th, coinciding with the Mexican Independence Day, and as expected, this year's September fight is set for September 13th. Reports suggest that the Mexican King has already booked the T-Mobile Arena for that date. He's aiming to face Terence Crawford, just about a year after his clash with Edgar Berlanga at the same venue, which also coincided with a UFC event.
You never know in boxing. I'll go up and down and fight everybody out there. So, it's possible. Why not?
Canelo Álvarez is rumored to face Terence Crawford in what could be a massive super fight later in 2025. Both are considered top pound-for-pound fighters, and this bout would undoubtedly be a spectacle. While Canelo may be getting older, age hasn't affected his momentum or his status as the face of boxing. However, fans have expressed disappointment with his choice of opponents in recent years, particularly claiming that he's been avoiding the likes of David Benavidez.
Confirm? Man, what?
Say less.
Crawford versus Canelo, not the other way around. Team Crawford stand up, pound for pound the best in the world, soon to be the super middleweight champion.
Despite the criticism, Álvarez continues to sell out arenas, no matter the opponent. A highly anticipated showdown with Terence Crawford is reportedly set for September 13th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. However, Canelo might not remain inactive for that long. Boxing Scene reports that multiple fight dates have already been booked on the Las Vegas Strip for March 22nd, March 29th, April 5th, and May 3rd, with May 3rd still up in the air.
Crawford, he's a great fighter, and I always say that, no disrespect to him, but sometimes he's a little crazy, the people.
That third date is clearly the one to keep an eye on. Canelo has fought on the Cinco de Mayo every year since 2019, excluding the co-year in 2020. 3 of those 5 fights came at the T-Mobile Arena, so we can definitely connect the dots. It's not a sure thing, though, given how important the fight against Crawford is.
Despite the importance of his upcoming match with Crawford, Canelo is known for not taking too much
rest time if his past history is anything to go by. Main option, the IBF Super Middleweight champion has been.
It's a little crazy, the people talking about a small fighter like Charlo. He's big, which he's big.
Is now 34 years old, and while he has shown no signs of slowing down, he is probably nearing the end of his career. In a recent chat with Ring Magazine, Canelo revealed when he might consider hanging up the gloves. He said, "I don't know, yeah, I'm closer to retirement, obviously, but I'm feeling great. I feel better than ever, but maybe at 38.
Risks he's taken throughout his career, emphasizing that he loves proving his skills in the ring.
You and Terence Crawford as one of the top 5 fights that he wants to see this year. Is that a fight that you're considering now?
We'll see. We'll see. Everything is possible. We'll see. We want to talk about it. Sit down.
Canelo Álvarez last beat Edgar Berlanga back in September 2020 reports suggest his rumored bout against Terence Crawford is to becoming a reality in 2025. For now, the future of this potential fight remains quite certain. Both fighters have existing commitments, and the possibility of an agreement will hinge on several factors, including contract negotiations and strategic decisions from both teams. There aren't many fighters that have shared the ring with both Terence Crawford and can inside.
What do I think of that fight? Yeah, I think that everybody knows that Crawford got the skills. I do think that Canelo's a little bit for Crawford. It'll be a tall task.
2 men, though, and one of them has now given his take on how he thinks the fantasy clash could. Tyron Davis, who even took on fellow Canelo foe David Benavidez back in November 2021, having sparred with both Bud and Canelo. Davis told Mill Boxing that he thinks it would be extremely tough for Crawford and Álvarez to get the win. Canelo is a big guy. It's going to be a lot. He can take a punch, so you're not going to hurt Canelo.
A lot you have to. It'll be a lot to get that victory based on, size alone. Not that size wouldn't fight, but you got the guy that got size and skill. It'll be hard.
The body, it's going to be a tall job. Canelo can really fight. He has moves and traps. It's not easy in boxing. Nothing is impossible, but if I had to bet, I'd put money on Canelo. I'm not taking anything away from Crawford, but Canelo is great. Can Canelo stop him? He's a bigger guy. I think one punch can do it. Oscar de la Hoya, despite his...
Oscar, Terence Crawford
says he wants to fight Canelo. He's changed his tune. He said he's willing to move up 3 weight divisions. To me, that's kind of crazy, but that just shows you, like, man, the dog that's in Terence Crawford.
Involving Canelo are unbiased. Oscar de la Hoya has a bold view on the potential outcome of this hypothetical matchup. The former world champion thinks that Canelo, with his greater size and power, would have a clear advantage over Crawford at to scary up in the ring against a beast. So imagine Canelo being the bigger guy being a beast. It's almost I ever beaten a good big
Canelo?
Terence Crawford will beat Canelo anytime. Anytime. Because, and this is
experts think Terence Crawford possesses the skills to compete with Canelo. The disparity
still put up a strong fight, adding that he'll be rooting for Canelo. Meanwhile,
his size and power could prove decisive. Demetrius Andrade, a past super middleweight world champion,
154 pounds. He feels Crawford's power is less effective in higher weight classes.
Weighed in on this highly anticipated.
Just too much overall. Like, is that kind of the same thing with the Crawford and Canelo because of the weight classes, the weight between them?
Yeah, I believe so.
He's a good friend. We reach out to each other. We've been touring the world through the amateur program. He saw me beat people up. I saw him beat people up. I think the stories could go on. But when it comes to weight freedom, that stuff is real. Andrade said during an interview with Fight Hub TV that Andrade, who himself was once linked to a fight with Canelo, recognized Terence Crawford's immense talent.
Crawford, he's a good friend. You know, we reach out to each other. Travel the world through the amateur program. He see me beat people up. I see him beat people up. He see me get beat up. I got beat up. We both
can beat Canelo, but I still think he can give him a good fight. And I'll be sitting there raging for Canelo all day. Andrade added David Benavidez has shared his thoughts on a hypothetical Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Crawford clash, but went up to the 154 pounds category for his last fight and decision. He now holds the WBO temporary super welterweight title. As a result,
throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight. You know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight, but it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It would be a great fight, but I feel like if I deserve my opportunity. And after this fight, what else are you going to say?
To be honest with you, Crawford is one of the best skilled fighters have ever seen. When he went to 154, I'm not saying he had trouble, but he looked like he didn't have the power he had at 100 come up 2 or 3 weight classes. Crawford is a one-of-a-kind fighter, but weight classes must be honored.
Tough fight. You know, the top people ranked at the WC are fighting each other, so I mean, it shouldn't be. It should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight people, or I'll go try to, I set my conquest on 175.
Dan Benavidez is set to take on David Morrell in his next fight on February 1st. The potential fight between Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford has captured the imagination of boxing fans worldwide. Crawford, after his dominant victory over Errol Spence Jr., has openly stated his desire to face the Mexican super middleweight champion. Crawford, widely regarded as the best town
fans for him.
I think he is injured now. We are planning to have something with him. I will discuss with him maybe in January. I see him last week in Hamburg. He said he's have a little injured, and he's starting to rehab now and training again.
Might not be on his mind. Right, teases trainer Robert Garcia revealed that as per his private talk with Crawford, the Nebraska technician just wants Canelo or nothing at all, hinting retirement. Even Alaushik seems to hold the stomping ground. I don't think Crawford will fight anyone except Canelo, even though Alaushik wanted to offer Virgil as an opponent. He claimed, I don't think he will take it. I think he only wants Canelo. However, the latest
Crawford cares about his life. And with that fight, what do that fight do for Canelo fighting Crawford, and Crawford beats Canelo? What do that do for Canelo? There are so many other fights to make that's realistic, it makes sense, and less life risking on top of the risk that we risk stepping in there with guys our weight.
Vizira stays invested in the careers of the new generation of boxing stars. Among them, Terence Crawford and Canelo Álvarez stand out as 2 of today's best pound-for-pound fighters. The idea of a possible matchup between the two has captured the imagination of boxing fans worldwide. Terence Crawford, a 4-division world champion, has voiced his interest in facing Canelo.
Boot time to take over and start beating the guys around him. He's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy.
Jones Jr. shared his take on this hypothetical clash while praising Crawford's talent and skills. The renowned boxer leaned toward Canelo as the favorite. I like Terence, but I'm going to lean towards Canelo with his size early. But if he lets Terence get into the fight, Terence is going to deal with the size. He will beat him in the part of striking power. Jones Jr. emphasized the value of Canelo's punching power as a decisive factor in the fight. That's what I'm saying. We don't know until we get hit, because we haven't power. Jones Jr. said that's the deciding factor. If you can change Bud's fight plan, you have a chance of beating him.